Hey there guys, welcome to 4 Weebs 1 Mic, where there will be absolutely no pooping on microphones because that's not allowed on YouTube. So anyways, here's Added Cheese talking about our podcast.
Hello everyone. Speedy had this brilliant idea that we're going to do a anime podcast, or vaguely anime podcasty thing, and this is finally it, I guess. We don't really have a good name for the podcast. I hate the 4 Weebs 1 Mic, whatever the fuck that name was. So if you have better names, do let us know somewhere in social medias. We have a bunch of them, individuals, and we have individual ones like Shitter, and obviously we're all anime YouTubers here. Yeah. So you can always just go to our YouTube channels and shout rude things at us. Don't shout rude things, that's unfair. We're not deserving of that.
Of me. I don't want to see those edits anymore. I die of cringe every time I've seen them.
Yeah, but this is the introductory episode to basically us, who we are, why we do this, why we do YouTube, like our taste in anime, that sort of stuff. Since we figured that it would be somewhat relevant to what we like in terms of like who we are as people. And thus we have prepared 3x3s for each of us. I think the way we're going to do this is that we show the 3x3, and then people get to explain why they have those animes in there, and then we get to laugh at Speedy for his terrible choices.
Oh, come on. I'm not the only one that has terrible choices here. Even though I am technically the Elon Musk of bad ideas, and
you,
I like
you do
hentai
tend
too
to have
much.
like the worst ideas, but...
You do have the worst ideas, that is factual.
Hey, this idea I had here was not bad at all, okay?
No, fair.
See, I do have good ideas occasionally.
It's not bad yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
Until one of us gets cancelled. Until one of us gets cancelled. Yeah, then it's a bad idea. So who wants to go first then?
If this was your idea, you go first so we can laugh at you.
I agree.
Okay. You guys...
Then we can have an ascending order of quality in the choices.
Yeah, so there is not much to expect here from you guys, but I think the audience may see some new things. So yeah, here you go. Here is my 3x3 when it sends through.
Where did you post it?
I posted
it
in the normal chat.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh no, bottom right, everyone. Bottom right.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Yes, I put that there. I put that there.
Okay.
Yes.
That's an interesting list, to say the least.
Yeah. That is definitely one of the lists ever made.
So I want to go left from the top left to bottom right. So we'll do that last. I've done it in order of when I watched everything. Kind of.
Okay.
If I did it properly in order, I would have started off with Bakugan first, because I watched that when I was a kid. But, like, Initial D was the first anime I ever watched where I actually knew what anime was, and it got maybe become a fucking weeb.
Excellent.
I kid you not, because of Initial D, right, I became obsessed with Toyota Corolla, I became obsessed with watching abroad in Japan, I wanted to learn Japanese, I wanted to buy a car in Japan, and then do drifting in the mountains, and it started the whole cycle of me leading up to this very moment here, starting a podcast with you, or you guys. So it's a very important anime, and I watched it at a time when I was in a very, very bad situation in my life with some very horrible things going on, along with being bullied at school, which is pretty bad as well. But yeah, this anime was definitely one thing that made me feel not bad about things in life.
Maybe that's good.
What about
it? That's pretty cool.
What spoke to you?
To be honest, actually, I don't know what specifically spoke to me. It was kind of like when I first watched Fast and Furious as a kid. I was like, oh my god, my eyes, and I've been enlightened to everything. It was just an enlightening experience.
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious was good.
I can't stand Vin Diesel.
The first seven Fast and Furious films were brilliant, but the last 3 have been shit.
Unpopular opinion. Even every movie of the Fast and Furious franchise, it's good. Okay, fight me on this, but I did enjoy all of them.
Scrap me outside Lidl's, you bitch!
Oh god.
I will take you to the bakery section and fight you there.
They're like
Baron.
Okay.
Okay, so should we move on to the next one now? Bakugan.
Yes.
Bakugan. I actually originally watched it when I was a kid, and actually I still have. I bought some of the toys actually recently when I started working. So yeah, I got this. This is Dragon Ball Colossus. Yeah,
my god,
it's cool. This is the thing. I had this when I was a kid, but then like my mum gave all my Bakugan to a charity shop because I was 10 years old and too old to play with Bakugan. She got rid of. Not only that, all my Beyblades and a bunch of my Hot Wheels.
Oh no!
It was a tragic story. This is what started off me on my villain arc. Okay, I became a bad boy. I was not doing my maths lessons in year 5. I did
My
not do
God.
any of that. I stopped being
This man.
I refused. I did not do anything. I was such a bad boy. I said the F word in class.
Whoa. Oh, very dare you, good sir. Also, I
Okay.
have a confession to make. I have never seen Bakugan.
Ah, it's alright. You can always review it.
I
in the
feel like it's a
future.
very you have to have grown up in our generation. kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I think
'Cause
I'm
I
too
grew up-
old.
Yeah,
I remember,
maybe.
like playing it. And...
But yeah, so I watched Bakugan when it first came out. I loved it, and I completely forgot everything because immediately after I watched Bakugan, it finished, and then on this other channel called I think it was Pop TV on Sky, they had
Oh, yeah.
they
Mhm.
broadcasted all the Dragon Ball Z Kai. So I immediately forgot about Bakugan. I watched all of that Dragon Ball, and I was like, that is the greatest shit ever. And yes, it's kind of
You-
relevant to what's
yeah,
happened
yeah.
recently with all
You,
the
you
dying
stumbled on
Christian
your
priests.
words, and it almost sounded like you said that you watched all of Bad Dragon.
Yeah, sorry.
I have many questions, and I'm not sure I want the answers to those questions.
Don't worry. This is not the point where I started watching hentai.
Good.
God.
That's
Okay, so
probably
yeah.
with the next.
In 2019, I actually got back into Bakugan. The very late part of 2019, I started watching Bakugan again because it's the only anime I actually remembered other than Initial D. So yeah, after I watched Initial D, I ended up watching One Punch Man, Death Note, and I think there was another anime, Kill la Kill. I watched those 4 animes, and then like
Good choices.
I was like, yeah, you know what? That's enough anime for me. I'm gonna stop watching it, and I started watching Narcos instead. To be fair though, Narcos was a fucking good show.
One
Yeah.
anime YouTuber you are just stopping watching anime. My God.
Yeah, so I stopped watching
We've all had
anime.
that phase earlier, right?
Yeah,
You
I
had the I'm kind of not really into anime anymore phase, and then you kind of come back out of it.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
There was also this.
I mean,
one,
we all have that, I'm sure.
There was this one
Yeah.
mecha anime as well called Macross Delta. I watched as well, but like that's because there was this YouTuber. Yeah, there was this.
You're gonna
There's
like
this
my
YouTuber called Deoxide who has like his outro thing is that one of the characters going "Wah, da, da," and then dancing, and then the mech does like spinny shit. I'm like, that's fucking cool.
Mhm.
Robots fighting.
I-
That's like Power Rangers.
I appreciate the description.
Yeah, like no problem. But yeah, I watched Bakugan. I watched it. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I started and I made it, and then I had a TikTok account. I
one.
started making videos on TikTok of me explaining the Bakugan story very badly on purpose. With like, instead of editing, what I'll do is I'll just turn the camera around to a picture of the person I'm talking about. So I'll be like, okay, so this is the character Spectre. He's a dick.
So we can probably find some of these TikToks somewhere and splice them into the edit.
I've deleted them all. They were from like
Aw.
2021,
Nah.
2020. I'm sorry. I did have one Bakugan. I made one Bakugan meme as well, which I still have now because it's incredibly funny in my eyes.
Excellent.
And then
You
yeah,
need to share it with us then.
yeah, oh yeah, but yeah. Enough from that now. On to the next one, Girls and Panzer.
Girls in Panzer.
Yeah,
Panzer War.
Panzer War.
That's where the degeneracy may start. I don't know. I haven't watched.
Yes,
before.
this is where the degeneracy really starts because as soon I
This
watched,
is
it was
cute
like
girls there. I don't know. It's an interesting
yeah.
one because
You-
I feel like when I think of Speedy, there are like a few different like groups I think of: cars, militaria, cute girls doing cute things, and this is kind of like a fusion, or at least,
Yeah.
the two
Yeah.
of them.
It is. There's actually in the anime. There's
And then
actually
the degeneracy comes. That's,
yeah.
that's the last.
in
fourth
Girls and
one. That's
Panzer,
the
one of my favorite characters was the leader of the car club.
Oh, the
Ah,
Mechanics
okay.
Club. Right,
yeah,
right,
the
right.
Mechanics Club.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. It's really good. But yeah, so I started after I watched Bakugan. I took another couple of months break off of anime until lockdown happened, and then
Oh,
I was
God.
like,
Nice.
me and my friend, we used to play we started playing War Thunder at the time, but like I played like 1 or 2 games and deleted the games. I thought it was trash.
Okay.
I used to have good taste in games back then, and then I started. Well, I was like, you know what? This tank shit is actually pretty cool. I started getting into tanks, and a little bit like I'll be like, oh wow, the Challenger 2 is pretty cool, and that was
Tank
it.
is cool.
Yeah, and then
Wait, so
yeah, consumer.
did your interest in tanks come before Girls in Panzer, or like War Thunder, or was
It
it,
was-
War Thunder? And
For
then
me,
tanks?
it was cars and planes at first. I used to love cars and planes. I used to love tanks as well, but like, the only tanks I knew was the T-80U, the Challenger 2, and T-72. Those are the only like 3 or 4 tanks, and the T-34 because I used to be obsessed with Russian tank, with just Russia, Soviet Union's history when I was like a kid. And then after this, I watched Girls and Panzer, and I thought, you know what, this is the greatest thing that's ever been made. This is too good. I watched all of Girls and Panzer in one night, including the film as well, all in one night. I stayed up all night, watched from episode 1 of Girls and Panzer, episode 12, and then the movie. So I started at 12, I finished at 8 in the morning.
Have you seen all the movies already?
Yeah, I'm up to date pretty much on all the movies.
So you watched the third part of Das Finale?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I think the 4th one has come out now. I'm not sure. It's kind
No,
of
it hasn't yet. The latest one is the one that came out in October of last year. That's the third part.
That's the one with the Finnish school, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the second one with the Finnish school. The Finnish school is in 2 of the movies.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much up to date on all of them now. And I've read read all of the offshoot manga. So Girls and Panzer, Erica, Little Army, and then I think there's another one as well, but I can't remember. But I've read all the manga, and then this is where my degeneracy started. Because I followed a subreddit called Girls and Panzer Yuri.
Oh.
And you can imagine what's on there.
Yeah.
A lot of a certain action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that, and then I started watching anime after Girls and Panzer. And I can't remember what it. I watched just random stuff. I literally downloaded Crunchyroll. I watched a bunch of anime that came up, and then I watched Saga of Tani the Evil. That was like
Which is excellent.
I watched that, and then after a little while, after Violet Evergarden, I quit anime.
And now you're back.
I watched it right after.
I actually think I think Tanya is going to be on Cheese's list.
Possibly.
Right wrong.
Possibly. Okay, let's see. So the next one on this is K-On!
Okay, K-On!
Yep.
I've seen K-On!, so I can comment on it. I do understand why you would put it on your list. It's a pretty cool show, so if you wanna speak more about it.
Yeah. So K-On!, the reason I loved it so much because funny enough, am really into metal and music and rock music. I mean, look at this jacket; it's all mostly metal stuff. So yeah, I started listening to a band called Gojira at the time. I was watching K-On!, and I was just loved it. And then I don't know. I think actually K-On! Was actually in my watch list since I started because it was on Netflix for a while, but then they took it off, and I got really pissed off because I couldn't find it anywhere. Like Crunchyroll didn't have it. I don't think Funimation had it for a little while though. But then I bought the DVDs instead and watched it.
Speedy, there is this thing called Sailing the High Seas.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't know how to sail the high seas because I was a bit
Yarmy Hearties and all that.
So I didn't know. I didn't mean because none of my friends at the time were into anime other than me. So yeah, anime. What were you gonna say?
No, I just want to say, what's the connection between Gojira and K-On!? I didn't understand that.
I do not know. I do not know.
Okay.
Oh, I remember now. There was a Gojira. It was a Gojira music video of K-On!.
Okay.
It was an AMV.
Oh, I was gonna ask what the fuck is that official?
No,
but yeah,
it's not.
AMVs makes
so
more
imagine
sense.
just like the most technical death metal song ever. It's just cute girls doing it. Just imagine that.
That would be pretty cool.
It was so funny. Then I found out there were Slipknot ones as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine Yui just singing Slipknot locals.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but then I watched all of K-On! And like, this is amazing. I want to learn guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Yui's my favorite character because she's like me, dumb as fuck.
Wait, so you started playing the guitar because of K-On!?
No, I actually bought. I was playing guitar literally like couple of weeks before I watched K-On!. So
Okay.
It was sort of around the same time, which kept me wanting to play guitar for a little while until I stopped in like end of 2021 because I caught COVID and then couldn't play. And then I just stopped playing after that. And then the next one, Origeru.
I can understand that.
I
I don't understand why it's on the list, but it's an okay show.
Origeru is such a fucking good show, but it's for the first anime I've seen where the characters aren't shit or just tropey.
Yeah, like just
they all feel like real people. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And it's just like they're all real. They all feel super real, and everything is just Italian.
To be fair, that's
chef.
Yeah, to be fair, that's the reason I enjoyed the first season of Rent a Girlfriend, is because the characters are really well done and they feel like people you could actually like meet on the street or in school or stuff. With
Yeah.
with the exception of the self-insert, terminally cringe main character, but
Yeah.
you know the others are very well done.
Another reason why I like it is because every single like anime I'd watched was mostly isekai up that point.
So,
Isekai,
so basically, an average
explains a
warm
lot.
turd would have been interesting.
yeah, I think because either most of the animes I watched were all had female main characters or like Bakugan or just typical shonen. So when you see a main character who's actually well thought out and not self-insert or just super overly overpowered, it's actually a memorable main character. Because half the shows I've watched, I don't remember who the main characters unless they had some sort of trope behind them. Like,
That's fair.
like with Kirito being superly overpowered and constantly banging Asuna.
Yeah, everybody remembers Kirito for being one of the shittest isekai protagonists ever.
Yeah. And then, around that time, after Origuru, I think I quit anime again.
Damn, this guy.
Why do you have
loves
so many
anime,
breaks?
Bro. He just loves
Yeah.
it.
No, what would happen is I'll go through like a phase where I'd watch a series a day, pretty much. A 12-episode series every day. So I was deliberately
no
overwhelmed.
How the
myself.
fuck do you have the time to do that?
This was still lockdown time. And
Oh,
also
okay, yeah,
college.
makes
Ah,
sense.
So I
Yeah,
watched
yeah,
the
makes
anime.
sense.
I watched
Fair enough.
anime in college as well. Just in the corner with my iPhone 6S as it was about to fall off. It's like, come on, I need to see what happens. And then I took like a month break off anime because I was actually getting ready to do one of my final big pieces for my plumbing exam.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have to basically like build like this like unit. We have to build like 3 different units with like a sink and toilet and some other shit.
Are you a
not very
plumber?
interest- I did do plumbing for like 2 years, but then I
Assume
forgot.
the toilet-
I couldn't find
Okay.
Is it trade college in it, and then I got back into anime again, and I haven't quit since.
Excellent.
With the anime,
Yeah,
the
haven't quit
greatest,
yet.
with the greatest isekai ever made, Konosuba.
Oh man, I was close to putting an isekai on my list as well.
Really?
I have one on my list.
So-
I have the isekai hater and I have an isekai on my 3
Yeah, Konosuba was so fucking funny. I watched it in the August of 2021. Yeah, I remember it still. And I watched all of it, and it was just so. I literally had an asthma attack because of how funny it was.
Damn.
I laughed so much that my lungs were hurting. I was on the floor down here crawling like it's too like that much. I don't know what joke it was, but it was just all so fucking funny. And then because that scene of Kazuma doing this shit with his hands, that's too iconic.
Yeah.
It is as a equal rights, equal fights, bitch.
I will take issue with the fact that you say that Konosuba is the greatest isekai ever made, and yet you
Yeah.
hate ReZero.
Yeah,
I also
I watched
Zero,
I tried to put myself in the first episode. I cannot stand fucking Subaru. He is
I
a
can't
piece of
stand
shit.
him either.
He
So
is the
annoying.
epitome of a beta male.
But you think Aqua is one of the greatest anime waifus
I
ever, and
also-
Aqua
yes.
is categorically one of the shitest waifus ever
No,
made.
but Aqua's funny annoying though.
Yeah, she's
Subaru's
funny
just, like,
annoying. Yeah,
Ugh.
exactly. Thank you, consumer. You're on my side, even though I hate Naruto.
Okay, I haven't watched either of these shows, so I'm gonna agree with everything that you guys said. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's 3v1. Okay.
And now-
I
3v1.
will say though, I don't find Konosuba funny. I think it's great,
Bruh.
but I don't find it. I don't find it funny. I find it great for other reasons.
Oh, boobies.
Not the
Yeah.
movies. I'm gonna make a
like the
review of that in
jiggle
like a
fix,
couple of
you
months.
sick Fuck. You watched it for the jiggle because you were there with your fucking binoculars, like, yeah, let me see them jiggle. Let me see them
Are
jiggle.
there jiggle physics in Konosuba?
Let me see them jiggle.
Are there
Oh,
jiggle
God.
physics in Konosuba?
Yeah, they had.
Yeah.
It's not very
every-
fan servicey though.
Every other episode was done by a different production company. So one of them
Yeah.
focused on jiggle figures, the other one focused on making a good anime.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Let's move to Gintama. We've been on half an hour on your 3x3.
Oh fuck yeah. Oh no, it's only 20 minutes. It's fine.
Okay,
So
well, close
Gintama,
enough.
the two anime here, Gintama and Bocce Rock, I watched at the same time. Gintama, I really enjoyed because it was just the references. I understood all of them. I read most of Bleach up until 2017, so I got a lot of the references, and it was all it's just like everything funny. It's just so fucking funny. I loved it, and also the story. Like, I didn't expect Gintama to actually have like a really, really good story, considering what my friend told me of it is basically a parody of every single shonen anime. So I was kind of expecting, oh, just a typical shitty story.
I mean, that's
But,
what
like-
Konosuba is for Isekai.
Yeah, but the story for Gintama after episode 60, it actually kicks in and it's really, really good.
It
It's
gets good
60
after episode 60, guys.
Yeah, episode 60, episode 70. Unlike with, and also the filler is actually good and really funny because it just parodies other filler episodes.
I still haven't seen Gintama. I
It's
can't stand the first arc, so I haven't gone into it.
It's every single character is a parody of pretty much every single typical like typical anime character. Gintoki as a character, he's a parody of just every main character by being everything that's wrong. So he's an alcoholic, he's a gambler, he's drunk pretty much all the time. He's addicted to. He reads Shonen Jump all the time. He likes to watch X-rated videos just normally.
It's just like me for real.
Exactly.
Functional
But,
alcoholic,
like-
excellent.
But like he's at the end of the story, he's still a really good person.
Mhm.
Like he's an actual good person, despite being quite bad most of the time, and also like gaslighting two carpenters into building him in a massive villa.
Great.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's just like the comedy doesn't. It's not normal anime comedy. It's just too over the top to be normal. I'm really.
Is
bad
there
at
such a
explaining
thing as
this.
normal in anime?
No, not really.
That is true.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just too crazy. And then the next one
Yeah.
is Bocce the Rock.
We all know
Okay.
Bocce the Rock
Well,
is great.
pretty much the same reasons as I watched
Bocce's
KO. Because I know
Yeah.
Bocce the Rock felt way too close to home.
The most
especially the
relatable
Bocce.
anime ever made.
Yeah, Bocce, she just like me for real, dog.
Yeah.
For real.
Also, all the guitars on there, every single like small detail. When I was watching back of it for the second time because I'm doing a review of it soon, everything it's so well detailed. Or every time they're doing guitar chords, you can see it. You can see the strings moving. Then it's not like where there's some anime where they just go like this, and meanwhile they're playing like a guitar solo when they're like up here. Everything it's so well like modeled. All the CG and all the animation. It even goes as far as like when you look at the character playing the drums, you can actually see the drum like vibrating when she's doing the pedal one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one down there,
Yeah.
the big drum. And all the drums are accurate. Everything about it is accurate, and also just the animation doing its shit in the comedy bits.
What studio did Bocce the Rock?
I think
Cloverworks.
it was Cloverworks.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Who
just
was it?
Yeah.
it was so good. And then finally, it's time.
Oh, boy.
Domestic Girlfriend.
Greatest anime of all
whoa.
time.
Jesus
Oh,
fucking
dear.
Christ.
Oh, God.
There's a few gig up quotes I think that comes to mind. That's all I'm gonna say. Just think of like funny gig up quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Domestic Girlfriend has something good in it, but it's also at the same time it's also dodgy as fuck.
It's just
Yeah.
like it just shit goes from 0 to 100 real fucking quick.
I think Gigak said it really well in the fact that it's an anime that has a hentai pacing.
Yeah, and instead of them doing this on screen, it just dramatifies itself even more. It's kind of like watching
Yep.
EastEnders if EastEnders were actually good. And
I
not
don't
have
think anyone
10,000
has watched these
episodes.
Enders.
And if it doesn't have 10,000 episodes but 12.
It's a very UK thing.
Yeah.
UK. I wouldn't call it even a sitcom. What would you call it? Just a drama? I don't know.
It's just
think
the
it's just the
It's
drama.
British
Opera, I
One
guess,
Piece.
soap opera.
It's just British One
Yeah.
Piece.
I didn't know
No, it's
EastEnders
British
went over the
Empire.
course of like 30, 40 years. Like it
Yeah.
follows different people, like different families.
Yeah.
It's like The Beautiful and the Bold, and there's like 10 million episodes of it.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
But still, probably. It was actually quite funny.
No, I
Just
have to
because
give
the,
you that.
the sheer ridiculous of the situation was so funny.
No, it was a pretty fun watch. I remember when I first watched it. It was something very unexpected.
Yeah.
But I understand why people like enjoy it. Not because of the pseudo incest or whatever. It's more of the I'm trying to explain. It's more of the like Speedy said, the pacing. It has a very hentai-esque pace.
Yeah,
So that's maybe
yeah.
that's what got people really stoked about it.
Also, I will say the opening song of Domestic
Yeah,
Girlfriend is a
the
banger.
opening
The
is a
opening,
banger.
it's so good. I listen to it all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah. The opening is a banger.
Right, who wants to go next then? Who's posting their next 3x3?
Who wants to go next?
Who wants to go next?
I really want to see Consumers one.
Is it me then? All right, I think I've been voted in.
Yeah, you've been voted in.
Let me
Yeah.
upload said file.
Go on, let's see.
I don't even know if this is visible.
Yeah, it is.
That's all right.
It is.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Ooh,
preface
okay.
everything I say, but I made this.
Oh,
This is interesting. This is really good.
That's a pretty.
You
What?
know me.
Wait, no Naruto?
Yeah, no Naruto.
What
oh,
the
there's
fuck?
Naruto.
Consuma, are you okay?
I don't know.
Where, what? What?
What? This is why I said anime and manga, because like my anime taste is different from my manga taste.
Yeah, I can see that.
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
Also, Perfect Blue is
Alright.
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man
Thank
and
you,
JoJo's pretty W.
Right.
Yeah.
My laptop lagging. Yeah,
No.
aggressively now.
He's
We're
going
gonna
to the
get-
Shadow Realm.
We're gonna get.
I'm not.
It is
I'm not gonna
it-
give. Oh, sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, the consumer's laptop just died from the lack of Naruto. The shock.
Okay.
The amount of borrowed Naruto X Sakura stuff on his computer is catching up with him.
Oh no.
All the fanfics he wrote as a
Oh.
child.
To be fair, I am
The
actually
forbidden
one of
fruit.
the Naruto shippers. I see the vision. I see the idea. But yeah, my first one, I put Kizu Monogatari there, but I would put the entire Monogatari series. I would. It's one of those series I've not given like any series like a 9, but I feel like as a whole, like as a whole franchise, like it's a 9 to me, if that sort of makes sense. Like the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
I watched it twice the whole way through. When I first watched it, I came across it through this anime YouTuber, Glenn loves anime, and it was like top 10 anime coming out in 2015, and it was the Monogatari series. I think that was around the time the toothbrush scene happened, and I was like, what? And then I went and watched it then, and I was like, oh my god. And then at some point in my first year of uni, I decided to re-watch it again just to see if it was as good as I remember, and I came away liking it a lot more than I thought it did. I think outside of its like weirdness, the actual like writing is very, very underrated. And I think the like writer's style of writing is actually one of my favorite types I feel like I've encountered in anime. Also looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very much like it's written very much like a book would be rather than an anime.
Yeah,
I feel like.
definitely, 100%, because it was adapted from a light novel.
Yeah.
But it was just the way they adapted it was so interesting, because not just as a book, it's so dialogue heavy that it's
Yeah.
it's very hard to like make that visually interesting, but they still somehow found a way to like do it, you know, like
Yeah.
with the cuts to like some text or like really like insane visual metaphors to like represent what was going
Yeah.
on. So
And like a lot of light
that's
novels, they
really
have
unique.
like light novel adaptations have that problem where it's just a freeze frame or a character's face just talking and it just goes on and on and on.
Exactly.
And I don't think that happens in Monogatari.
No. They always have something weird. They always have something
Yeah.
weird going on to keep it visually interesting.
Which is
But
really
I
cool.
love it. It's cool.
I'm trying to think of a series
next,
that I've watched
Perfect
that's
Blue.
been like adapted from a light novel, but I can't remember. So I remember there was one that was
Bro,
adapted.
Konosuba probably.
Yeah,
If I recall
Konosuba is
correctly-
light novel originally.
Yeah, it was.
High School
but
DxD is
there was-
also a light novel.
But like, it wasn't particularly dialogue heavy because it was more about the comedy than it was anything else. But it didn't
Yeah.
feel like it was a light novel.
I don't think it's
I don't
it's
know, I
because
just feel
it's
like every
based on the
isekai
light
these
novel.
days is adapted from a light novel. That's my only basis for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next up, Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue's kind of a weird one.
Absolute
The
W. on
main
list,
reason
though.
I've included it is
Perfect-
because like I think aesthetically it is like the coolest thing I've ever seen.
To be fair, I'm looking at the cover. It looks really
Satoshi Kon's
good.
like, yeah, like his directing style is so like surreal. It feels like you're watching a dream, and like in like the context of the anime where like I think her name's Nina. I don't remember her name is Nina or something.
Yeah.
Where she's kind of like losing her mind and going insane in like the idol industry or whatever.
Yep.
It just works so well, and I just remember like. Even though I don't think the story is the most amazing thing ever, but like from a purely like visual and animation standpoint, like it's like still stuck in my head from then. Like I can't stop thinking about it. So that's
Yeah.
why I put that there.
Also, it's just an amazing movie.
Oh yeah, amazing movie.
I saw Anime has a video on it which I quite liked.
Yeah, it's okay. It's gonna be a little bit spoiler, but it is on my 3x3, so we're gonna talk a little bit more about it later.
Nice.
So
Yes.
Okay, we'll save it for then. But third on the list is Parasite. This is the anime I've watched the most. I think I've seen it 4 or 5 times. I don't remember.
It was
I remember I was
Netflix.
watching it weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is on Netflix now.
Yeah, I was
think so.
considering watching it for the longest time, but like,
It is
Yeah.
good.
yeah, very
I
good.
was, I
You
was
should watch it.
unsure
It's
about
really
it
good.
because I'm not. Is it a horror one or is it?
Sort of, but
Yeah.
not really.
Cause
It's
I'm
more of
not-
a thriller.
Body
show.
horror.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
More
Yeah.
body
I-
horror.
I watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. This can't be that scary, right?
Nah,
It's nothing compared to that. It's nothing compared to that.
Was the Five Nights at Freddy's movie scary?
No, not really. Actually, the only scariest thing was the children with the children
Yeah.
screaming.
The question is, if you like Parasite, are you excited for the live action that was announced?
Oh god, no. I'm too jaded. I just think every live action sucks, man.
I'm carefully optimistic because of the director, because Train to Busan is an amazing
I'm just
movie.
saying, guys. Like the 2011 live action adaptation of Avatar was brilliant.
No.
what?
No,
I
no,
enjoyed
no,
it.
no.
No.
But then again, I watched it when I was like 7, so you can't judge me too much.
It's
No, no.
And I haven't watched
awful.
it since.
Awful. Like,
And
No, neither.
the
neither.
toys,
I had a
the
similar
toys that came from it that were in the Happy Meals at the time, they were fucking awesome.
I wouldn't know about that.
Oh,
but
and the
then-
McDonald's ones. Oh,
Yeah,
that is a
they-
throwback. I don't know if they still do that.
They were
anymore.
so good. I remember they had one of the characters like in like a red wheels from the Fire Nation. You can roll it like that. It looks so cool.
Okay, but the adaptation was awful.
Maybe.
Well, I've not seen it
Ah,
since. So
see,
who knows? Maybe it's actually better than we remember. You know.
no,
No,
I've
no,
seen
it's
it recently, boys. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not.
I watched it again before the newest live action started, and it's awful.
Yeah.
Awful. Oh dear. Oh.
I haven't seen the
Well,
new live action. I've heard that that's decent, but not great.
I was just watching Trash Taste like this
No, I
morning,
saw
people, and they were
some-
saying it's bad. At least someone,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Joey, I
saw
think
this
Joey was saying
thing.
it's
It just
bad.
looked really cheap. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think the big problem with the new live action is the fact that it came so soon after the One Piece one, and the One Piece one is really good.
Yeah.
I got a
I also-
personal. I got.
I'll say,
something
I
to
did not
say
like
about
the One Piece
movies.
live action.
I
thought
think
it was
new,
mid.
really big movies, they're starting to look shitter.
Yeah, obviously.
Marvel movies,
absolutely.
they look so bad now. That, like, if you remember the first Iron Man that came out, that thing looked so good. Like,
Yeah,
even-
I look.
Yeah.
I watched it
Yeah.
back a couple of weeks ago with some friends, and like it still holds up today with some of the other films.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
all of them, after Endgame, most of the films took a massive downhill because
I've
people-
completely stopped watching Marvel after Endgame.
Yeah, that's what I did because people will still go to watch them because they love the MCU, like good on
Yeah.
them, but like the adaptations out there, just shit. Just read the. I think I say just read the comics still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on with consumers list. I'm curious to hear
Oh.
about your JoJo's takes eventually.
boy.
So Parasite, yeah, I watched that as it came out, and I loved it. You know what? Funny thing is, I was watching that in Tokyo Ghoul, the first season, as they both came out, and they were my probably one of the last times I still watched seasonal anime. But yeah, it was a very memorable anime for me at the time, and when I saw it, I don't think I'd ever seen a story like that about someone sort of like transforming and sort of fighting for their humanity, and it was just a story, I guess, that just sort of stuck with me.
Yes.
It's a very good story.
The next
Agreed.
one, Macross. This is why I was laughing earlier when Speedy brought.
Yeah, I didn't watch
Cross.
this one. I think
Delta.
my one. Yeah, mine was the one I watched was Delta.
Yeah. This is Super Dimension Fortress Macross. So this is like the one that started the whole franchise.
Oh, I have to watch it then.
Yeah, yeah. It was just what I kind of watched it on a whim because I saw it in a YouTube video where someone was just mentioned it briefly because I think they were talking about either mecha anime or space anime in general, and they mentioned this as like one very big franchise. I think what sold me on it was they described it as sort of starting out as this really, like, I guess, profound tale about war and love, and then by the time you get into like the most recent entries into the franchise, it sort of just spawned like what do you call Hatsune Miku? Like Vocaloid culture.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because
God.
Yeah.
the three main pillars for every Macross is like war, music, right? And I guess as they kept going on, the war part slowly got dropped more and more and more until it just became like an idol thing.
So, it
So like
just be- it just
in
became
the
Power Rangers mix with Hannah Montana.
yeah, like essentially, yeah, because the whole anime is about them trying to stop this war, I guess. And like there are two main characters. The main guy tries to do it through like conscripting through the army, and then the girl, she tries to do it like as a musician. And she eventually does sort of like go a long way and end in the war through like this like song she does. I don't know if you there's a really popular AMV for Macross, like City Pop AMV with that main girl dancing. But essentially, the whole franchise just sort of became, I guess, more of the idol stuff and less of the mecha ones.
Wow.
But yeah, I really loved that, and I ended up watching a few more of the Macross entries.
No wonder I was so confused while
Next one up.
watching Macross Delta. I should have watched the rest of them.
Yeah, probably.
I must have started like halfway
Like
through the
30
series.
years into the- Yeah, it's actually one of the oldest anime I've seen because this one came out in '82.
Ooh, damn.
Damn.
It is
son.
quite old.
That's
Yeah.
quite old.
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah,
So Chainsaw Man.
Are you a
I
fellow
don't know.
Himeno enjoyer?
I am a Himeno enjoyer.
Let's go!
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
let's
let's
go!
go.
I love-
Konsuma, have you read Fire Fist? Or Fire Punch, I think it's called.
Yeah, I did. I read
It's
Fire
really
Punch
good.
before I knew about
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
Have you
I'd say
guys-
Fire Punch is better than Chainsaw Man, but as an anime, Chainsaw Man is incredible.
Have you
That's-
guys
that's honestly
what I
thought
read
at the
Look
start.
Back?
No, I've not.
Not
but I
yet.
think I'm just gonna wait for the anime.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I read
Actually,
it. That was like one of the first things I read after Chainsaw Man Part 1 ended. And it was it's such a good manga.
I was gonna get my Goodbye Eri copy, but I forgot I loaned it out to someone.
No.
No.
What?
Come on, consumer, get prepared.
Jeez,
This-
one
how you
thing
know I
you
want
said that
So I have
Chainsaw
I
Man,
have a
no,
whole-
that Fire Punch, it's better than Chainsaw Man, right?
Ooh, damn.
I think it is
I
better
don't-
than Chainsaw Man.
I don't know. I feel that like Chainsaw Man as like a whole, it's a little bit better than Fire Punch, especially like towards the end, because Fire Punch it's amazing, but then I think that they dropped the ball like in the last chapters. I don't know if you guys have the same feeling about that.
I haven't read the ending of Chainsaw or the final chapters of Chainsaw Man yet, but I think Fire Punch had a more interesting approach to its world and like world building and everything. The whole superhero thing, it's so
Yeah.
over and done with. Like the normal superhero thing is obvious. Like everybody has the unique powers. Yay, that's great.
Yeah.
But I really liked Fire Punch's approach,
I
where
really
like
I really liked it how Makima actually became the bad guy and actually how all the things that you did in the last like few like manga of the for part 1 they were like, just really fucking well. It was just good. I
Yeah.
can't, the words are not coming to me again, but like everything that she did to like Denji, it felt really it hit,
Or those
it hit
folks,
you.
no spoilers, no spoilers.
Yeah,
Those-
I'm not spoiling it, but like if you haven't read it already, what the hell are
Yeah.
you doing?
But it's we don't want spoilers for the audience either.
Oh yeah, true.
But the main reason for me, anyway, that I liked the anime was I was sort of in Cheese's camp where I'd read some of the manga already. I thought it was good, but I didn't love it. And then watching the anime sort of, like, I guess, sort of in a new medium with, like, animation and all this other stuff kind of made me appreciate the anime a lot more. I think, like, purely on, like, an anime level, like, animation music, like, it is
Yeah.
the best
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, Mappa really like went out and amazing with that one.
I really hope that they keep the same quality for like the next seasons and
Yeah.
for the movie. 'Cause
Definitely, maybe different style, but definitely I think.
One thing
Yeah.
I found pretty cool is all the different outros and the meanings behind them. Like,
Yeah.
you looked at
Yeah.
every single sequence. The first, like the one I remember was First Death when Himeno died. All the symbolism in the outro, it was just so cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Yeah, you said
And
it.
the
Honestly,
song.
it felt like an experience at the time as well, watching it week to week with the
It felt,
endings.
it felt like it was a really psychedelic anime.
So it was
Is that
really
the word? Yeah.
memorable experience.
Yep.
Next up, JoJo's.
Jojo.
I don't talk about JoJo's as much, you know. I always yap about Naruto and stuff, but
Yeah.
JoJo's is like one of my favorite series ever. Like every JoJo's. I remember I marathoned the anime and then went on to read the rest of the mangas over the course of like one summer. And for me, part 4 was my favorite one, and it was the one really like
Let's
made
go.
me go from kind of liking JoJo to like, oh my god, this is like some of the greatest
I'm
stuff
still
I've
like
ever read.
halfway through like the first season of it yet.
Diamond is Unbreakable is incredible.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree.
But like,
Frozen.
it was what Steve said. Like, I liked the first season, but like, I didn't think it was. I didn't really get the hype at that point, and this might be a bit of a hot take, but I didn't like part 3 that much at all. I thought part 3 was kind of a bit stale.
No.
a bit
I think
repetitive.
that's not such a hot take. I think the general consensus is that people don't like Phantom Blood, and then it like slowly grows on you, and then at the Diamond is Unbreakable, it like really hits you how good JoJo's is.
Yeah, I know. It was just so good. And like, I really liked the slice of life
one to actually get what
Yeah.
actually happens. Because I'm still stuck on like the first season at the moment. I'm just kind of
Yeah.
stuck again.
I think the problem with that is like Phantom Blood is not great, to be honest, but it is super important later.
Yeah, that's what one of my friends told me when
Yeah.
I first
I
started
feel
watching.
like you can't read any part. The first 6 parts, although it's different
Yeah.
JoJo's, they're still sort of about the
Connected.
same thing in terms of like the masks, the vampires, you know, and like Dio. You know, like
Yeah.
you can't not read any one of like the first 6 parts, or you're just gonna miss something out. Like they're too
Yeah.
interconnected in like some
Yeah.
sort of way.
Kono Dioda.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that JoJo's kind of died a little
Yeah,
bit,
but-
and there's been no announcement for part 7. But
I
Yeah.
think that's hard.
Yeah,
I think it's
maybe-
part due to Netflix releasing the entire thing in one go instead of weekly. Because it kind of just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
not everybody watched it and like, yeah, we're done now and left.
Yeah. Hopefully they're not gonna do the same thing with part 7 if they ever decide to adapt that. Because
they ever announce
Yeah.
it. They ever announce it.
Yeah.
Next one up, Princess Mononoke. Princess Mononoke is one of the first anime I've seen ever. I think I first got it gifted to me as like a CD when I was in primary school from one of my classmates. Like they gave like Christmas gifts. It was a bunch of Ghibli films, and this was the one I got.
Oh,
I remember
did you,
just
did you do
thinking-
the Secret Santa thing in your primary school?
It wasn't. It was just like they were just giving everyone like presents, and
Oh.
everyone just got a Ghibli film.
I got gifted
And
that
then-
about like 3 Hot Wheels cars in primary school. Because that's the
Oh,
only I
God,
used to
I'm-
only talk about cars because I fucking love Top Gear.
Yeah. But yeah, it was the one I got. I remember at the time, I didn't really get Princess Mononoke because Princess Mononoke, I feel like it's not a film you might not you'll have to work hard to get on your first.
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
And I was
Absolutely.
like 7 at the time, so I didn't really get what was going on. But I just thought the main character was really cool, and I still think that today. To be honest, I thought he was really cool, and I loved this massive grand adventure he went on. I loved seeing him sort of get in between this two big wars and like just sort of solve the problem. And then I liked that he got the girl at the end. And because I liked it so much, I kept watching it over and over again. And like in terms of like anime, like I'm gonna consider it like Parasite is the anime series I've seen the most, but like this is the film I've seen the most. I think I've seen it like 11 or 12 times, and so each time I watched it, I kept finding something new that I liked about it, and then that's how it sort of just became like my favorite thing like ever, like in anything. So that's why I have Princess Mononoke there. It's like my favorite thing.
Would you say it's
essentially.
your favorite anime movie?
Yeah, I'd say it's my favorite anime, like just flat out.
Hmm.
But like, I feel
It
like
is
it's
really
weird
good.
saying a film is your favorite because most people would put series there, but
Yeah.
I would have it comfortably there.
To be honest, I haven't watched many.
Just
anime
like, how many
films.
things can you watch all the time and still be like gassed to see it? You know.
Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Princess Mononoke is at least as good as Fast and Furious. Next one, Toradora.
Great pick.
Toradora.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
pick.
I only know
Hey,
one person
I
who
think
likes.
it's-
I only know one person in real life who likes Toradora, but they also like lolly hentai. So you really have to.
Toradora
convince me
is
why it's
really fucking good.
Whoa.
good.
Okay,
Nah,
seems
nah.
like they
Toradora
like it
is
for
pretty
the
good.
wrong
Yeah, I'm gonna
reasons.
listen to this one. You gotta tell me why it's good, because the only thing you said to me was about Tiger, and that's
I think
it.
it's just a really well done romance series. I kind of have a soft spot for Tsunderes. I don't get all the hate, man. I don't get all the hate. I think it's a cute trope. I think it's a cute trope.
I'm a
So, like,
Tsundere hater,
was
but I love
immediately
Toradora.
on board there. I was
Tsundere
immediately
for
on
life.
board with Tiger. And then I guess it was just the development that we got and the way they were really able to humanize her tropes, and also specifically how her and the main character's relationship sort of build it up. So in the start, they're both helping each other to get with other people. But then slowly over the course of the series, when they get rejected and they spend more time together, they really grow to love each other and care for each other. And I think that was a dynamic, I guess, I'd never really seen before in terms of a romance relationship. And
Yeah.
I thought the ending for it was also really good. It was, I guess it's just my favorite romance series, to be honest. I think that's the TLDR on that.
Fair enough.
All right.
And Land of the Lustrous is the last one. I don't even know why I like this so much. I think again it's similar to Perfect Blue, where I just love it aesthetically. I think it's just such a unique story. Like I've never really seen anything like that. I remember when I watched it, in 2018. Like I like the anime so much that like I've still not really touched the manga to this day because I'm that hopeful there's going to be a second season. Like I'm still waiting that Studio Orange will do their thing one day
Yeah.
because I like the anime.
Half that copium.
Yeah, I'm still on it. I'm still on it.
Just start a
But,
petition
yeah.
online, it'll work. Change
Exactly.
the
You
that
just have
shit.
to believe. You just have to believe, man.
Yeah.
But yes,
Sacrifice something to the anime gods.
that is my list.
That is a good list.
Very good.
Pretty good
Very,
list. Pretty
very
solid.
varied. Very varied.
Yeah, very, very good.
I just like what I like.
That is fair.
Fair.
You can't
Okay.
change what you like.
Quite a few unexpected things. I'm surprised not Naruto got on there.
I'm surprised that there was no Naruto on the list.
True.
Or
Definitely
even
put
Scott
Naruto
Pilgrim
on
as well.
it. Yeah, who's up next?
Okay. I think I'm gonna go first because there. If Cheese is okay with that, I want to
Yep,
go
yep.
first because there's a lot of stuff in consumers list that is actually on my list as well.
Oh,
So I
wow.
think it's gonna be like a nice connection. Hold on.
Let's
Okay.
I'll take the
Nice.
pressure of being last.
Alright.
Great
We
minds
got to
think
bring out some
like-
bangers then.
Okay. Hold just a minute and okay, it's up.
There we go.
Oh, this is
Okay.
interesting.
That's
Parasite
crazy.
Jojo.
That's
Ooh.
crazy. No,
Oh,
we have 4. That's so great.
Yeah.
You
A
got
lot
it.
of jokes. I know.
are you depressed? You put I want to eat your pancreas on here. Or is that
Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
me?
Okay. I'm gonna talk about that, but I'm gonna start
Oh.
with JoJo's. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, as
Absolute
we
W.
as we already talked about JoJo, I'm not gonna talk too much about it because we know it's good, we know it's great.
Yeah.
Okay, what I like about JoJo is the fact that, like as you guys said before, if you guys like, let's say, watch part 1 or maybe part 2 or part 3 as individual pieces, it's gonna be maybe a little bit boring at times. But when you like look at the whole thing as one single show, it's amazing. And personally, my favorite part, it's part 4. Now, why is that? Because for me, every part of JoJo, it's crazy in some sort of way. Like you have part 1, vampires, part 2, you have the Pillar Man, and whatever. And in part 4, like in a way to contrast whatever happened until that point, Now we have like a small city with like, you know, everyone is friends with everyone. And then for the first half of the show, you don't even have like an antagonist. You only have
Yeah.
like foes that end up like being your friends at the end. And then
It's
you
the
have
cycle of life.
yeah. And then
Like
you have
the-
Yoshikage Kira that, in my opinion, it's the greatest villain in JoJo. I love Dio,
I
but
agree,
I think Yoshikage Kira it's a better
Yeah,
villain.
he's
overall.
really good.
I've seen too many
But-
memes of him. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
I will say though, thematically, the Pillar Men are the greatest anime villains ever. They
Ah,
may
yeah.
not be individually the greatest, but the theme of them is so good.
One of them is
Yeah,
from
yeah.
AC/DC, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. SEDC.
I was actually, I was watching part 2 with my mum. I was watching part 2, and then my mum walks in, and then and then the guy says, AC/DC, what do you do? And my mum's like, huh? Wait, AC/DC like the band? I'm like, I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
There's a lot of music references in JoJo's.
Yeah,
Ah, yeah. Tons of music reference.
that's one thing I find pretty cool about it.
One of the stands is called Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay.
He's not even trying at that point. Or
Yeah.
or the Notorious B.I.G. in part 5.
Yeah.
I love those kind of Easter eggs in JoJo.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
probably, if we're talking about anime, JoJo is probably my favorite type of anime ever. You know, but the other stuff in this list is not in a particular order. So you know, it's just gonna be like that for now. Bleach. Okay, I know that people have a lot of criticisms of Bleach.
I don't
Yes.
understand the hate of Bleach.
No,
Bleach is like
he
one.
does.
I think out of the big 3, Bleach is the best.
No, One Piece is the best.
No, I think
What-
One
what
Piece
she
is a
said.
bit. One Piece is too long. Bleach is
Blasphemy.
the best story. I think,
It's
and the
not
best
long enough.
characters.
Boys,
That's
I'm
what she
gonna be
said.
honest with you all. I'm gonna be honest with you all. I'm not
Tread
delusional. I know
lightly
that
here.
Bleach
Tread lightly.
is not the best in the big 3, okay?
Oh come on.
In terms of plot, characters, I know that. But the fights just go like really hard. Like when you get invested in it, if you manage to get through the fillers, it's an amazing shonen battle, you know? The
Yeah.
transformations, the bankais, like I managed to get my grandma to watch Bleach, and she actually enjoyed it as well.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. And there's not much to talk about Bleach. For me, it's a simple show that I was not expecting to enjoy, and I ended up like loving it. So it's in my 3x3. Okay, then we have
personality
sorry.
and sauce.
yeah. The art in Bleach is amazing. Like the only reason that I've started watching Bleach is because of the arts. That it's like mind blowing
cats.
for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go to Parasite because, as Consumer said, I also watched Parasite like week by week when it was airing, and
And-
it's an amazing show. There's not much
Yes,
to say
bring
about
the
it.
cat to the screen. This is the 5th
Yeah.
podcast.
A cat.
What does the cat think of Bleach?
What about
The cat's been
Parasite?
watching Bleach with me. I've been watching Bleach.
No,
I think
let's
he's always
go.
on my lap.
There's
And as I
another
said,
one.
like what?
There's
Two
another
cats.
one.
Oh,
There's another
There's
one.
two.
Yes.
Another little kitty wants some attention.
there's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, there's 2 of them.
No, yeah, but I'm not gonna talk much about Parasite because Consumer already talked a lot about it. I really did enjoy it, so it's an amazing show. I do recommend people to watch it.
4 out
Then,
of 5. That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Parasite is really good.
Yeah, it is. It is. Then we have what's the name of this one? Anohana. Oh, this one is a
you
very
depressed?
special one for me. Yes, very. And
The middle list is just depression core.
yeah, you know, basically Anohana. Before Anohana, I've never watched any type of drama anime, and I was always just, under the intention of I'm not gonna watch that shit. That's boring. You know, I like stuff that punches and stuff like that.
Animate. Have you seen the
Yeah.
new art that they dropped for Anohana, where all the characters are actually grown up except for one of the characters? Have you-
Yeah, I
have you
did.
seen that
I
picture?
did.
Dead.
I did.
That's just depressing.
No, but the thing
That
is,
is cool.
after I've watched Anohana, like I've started loving like drama animes. Like I remember at like episode 12, I think I was like crying so much, like watching that final scene. I was like, no, please don't. No, it was very good. And then we have like I Wanna Eat Your Pancreas, another very peculiar
Yeah.
take. I know that movie was a roller coaster for me because I kind of knew what was the vibe when it first started. I was like, oh, okay, so this is gonna be one of those movies, okay. But then,
Cry point.
yeah, without spoilers, of course, for the people that haven't watched
Yep.
it, something happens like towards the end of the movie, and I was like, wait, what? Like it makes sense because they foreshadow it a little bit, but I was like, no, it rained, it left
Did he
me
eat
speechless.
his pancreas? That's what I want
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah.
Was the pancreas eaten?
Yeah, still,
Unfortunately, not. Unfortunately, no
Oh.
pancreas were eaten.
Tokyo Ghoul intro starts playing.
yeah, it's
But-
it's still one of the weirdest anime movie names ever, though.
Yeah.
But have you guys ever actually watched the movie or?
I have.
I've started to
I've
read the
seen.
manga, but I haven't watched the movie.
Okay. The only reason that I don't give it like a 10 out of 10, because for me this movie is a 9 out of 10, is that there is a specific scene in the movie that I think could not have put in there. It could have been a little bit better if the movie was without that scene. But overall, it's like an incredible movie. It's great. There's not much to say about it. Then we have Akame ga Kill, another, like as I said, peculiar and depressing choice. I was actually thinking about putting Cyberpunk Edge Runners, other than
Another
Akame ga Kill.
depressing one.
Yeah, exactly.
Runner was incredible.
Yeah.
I'm the only
It
one who
was.
hasn't actually seen Cyberpunk.
Have you not
No,
seen it? You need to watch it. It's really,
You
You
really
need
good.
to watch it. It's really good.
I've
It's really
been
good.
trying to get through the game first, but then I kind of gave up on the game.
You don't
I
need
found the
to
game
Nah,
boring.
you need
The-
Don't
the-
play the game. Just watch the
Yeah.
anime.
The anime
Don't
happens
watch it
before the
multiple
game.
times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just watch the anime 3 times.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna
I'm
fall in
watching
love
it.
with
I'm not-
Rebecca.
I'm not watching it 3 times. Nah.
You're gonna fall in love with Rebecca.
I wa- we'll see
Rebecca is
about
the
that.
goat.
Rebecca is the goat.
He should have chose Rebecca. He should have chose
He
Rebecca.
should have
what I'm-
chosen
Oh,
Rebecca.
I love her.
Isn't
that's
Rebecca
what I'm
the
saying.
fucking lolly?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But not for that. Not for that, okay?
Yeah.
We're not talking
She's
about
like at least
Sus.
25, bro. Don't be weird.
Yeah, I think
Come
she is like 25, 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's that one that's like 100 years old, looks like a child.
There's not not that in Edge
no.
Runners.
No, not in Edge Runners. I mean, like every other like anime is like
Oh,
a
yeah,
lolly
yeah, yeah.
character.
So yeah, basically, I don't know if you guys have ever watched the Kamega Kill. Have you guys?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can talk about the ending and stuff like that, right? Or should
Has Speedy seen it?
I haven't seen it now, but like, I don't mind because my friends bought.
But
it.
you know West Death
Oh,
though.
okay. So we all know the ending
Okay.
anyway, so go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So basically, what I loved about this show was the fact that it was one of these shows that it's not afraid of killing characters if the story needs it. And
Yeah.
some people may think that they kind of overdid it, but for me, every death that occurred in this show was needed to happen for the ending to actually happen. You know, even if, and to add to that. For me, Akame ga Kill is one of the few shows that the original ending it's worse than the anime ending. I don't know if you guys have read Akame ga Kill or anything.
No, but I
uh,
know the original ending. It's not as good as the anime one.
Yeah, no, the
No,
anime
no,
it's
yeah.
way better. It's way better.
Yeah.
Then okay, that this is gonna be a little bit controversial. Mirai Nikki.
This is the
Why
what the fuck moment on your 3 by
Only a
3.
little bit. Only a little bit.
Yeah.
This is an anime that was so, like literally everywhere like 10 years ago and just
Oh,
fell off.
One
Yeah.
minute. 1 minute.
Yep.
Be back in
Yeah.
momentarily.
The only sorry, are we good?
Yeah, just 1 minute. Got a phone call.
Okay.
This is animate's domestic girlfriend moment.
No,
Yeah,
I'm done yet.
for sure.
I'll call you when
Okay.
I'm done.
So are we
Wait
waiting
for-
for Speedy? Right?
Yeah, let's wait for Speedy to come back. We can always cut that in the final recording.
Okay.
The speed stop.
Speedy.
Sorry, my mum called me asking me if I was done yet.
No, you're not.
No, I will never be done. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, why is Mirai Nikki here? I know that it's cheesy. I know it's like it's perfect for like 2016 kids, whatever. But the thing is, the
You want a
ending of
younger
the show.
girlfriend.
Nah, No. Wait, hold on. It's not. It's not just
you
that,
saw her
okay?
look at the
It's
main
not
guy
just
once, you're
that.
like, me, please.
No,
Fucking
it's
hell.
it's
I've
basically
just missed half the jokes you guys just said.
no, it's basically why I like this show is the fact that I don't know, it made me feel weird after I finish it in a weird in a good way, okay?
It
It
fucking
was
should
like
make you feel weird.
it make like it was the first
Red
show
flag is
that I've
going off
watched where I
everywhere.
was like, damn, I'm sad now after I watched this, and I don't know why, but it kind of stuck with me with every other shows. So in a certain way, even though it's not like as good as the others that I've put in my list, or even like other animes in general, I don't know why Miradiki has a strange place in my heart.
I feel like
Acceptable.
you like a lot of like dark or like
Oh yeah,
emotion.
yeah.
Very
I
emotional scenes. Like outside of JoJo, everything he is like either like morbid or like morbidly depressing.
yeah. I'm starting to realize that as well, guys. Maybe
Bleach
I need
isn't
some
that
help.
depressing.
Nah. Bleach is
Yeah.
Bleach is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's Bleach. I think Bleach is a pretty sad show. Like
It
Ichigo's
is.
life is just miserable, man. His life
Nah,
is
yeah.
so miserable.
Yeah.
But the thing is that compared to
His
like
whole
other main
motivation to want
characters,
to protect people is
Yeah.
like his mom died in the first episode, right? And then he just lives with that guilt. And every once in a while, he's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That show's pretty.
no, now that you make me think about it, maybe it is. Maybe.
Yeah,
It is.
maybe a bit.
A tad bit depressing.
Yeah, just
No.
a little bit.
Now, Toradora is an interesting one because it was the first romance anime that I've ever watched, and I don't know why it clicked something inside of me that was like, okay, I like this stuff now. I need more romance anime, and basically after that I went on a spree of watching every possible romance anime ever that I could find.
Have you
But
watched Love Chinibio and Other Delusions?
Sorry,
Love Chinibio and Other Delusions. Have you watched that one?
no, I don't think I have.
No, the eye patch girl.
Ah,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
that one.
okay. I think I have.
I can't remember the Japanese title, so that's what I call it. Yeah, call me a fake
Okay.
weeb if you want to.
Fake weeb.
So yeah, now just so I can close my 3x3 because I think I'm having too much time with it. Perfect Blue. It's like as Consumer was saying before, visually it's an amazing movie. Satoshi Kon, the director of this movie, did an amazing job describing like the state of mind of someone who is slowly losing their mind, and the whole metaphor that you guys that we can apply to what modern society is doing, kinda with famous people and everything. It's such a beautiful concept that it's timeless, and some other shows have tried to do the same thing, but I have yet to found a show that did it as good as Perfect Blue.
Yeah, there's like from that era, the anime movies, things like Perfect Blue, Akira, like there's just something so timeless about them.
Yeah.
They all have fantastic
100%.
stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my 3x3, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it.
Right.
Alright,
Okay.
Shinies, I've been waiting
That's
for
actually
your one now.
our 3x3. That's anime.
Yeah.
That's our 3x3, bro.
Now I
Yeah,
have the
for real.
pressure.
That's our 3x3.
Now I have the pressure of being last. Okay.
Yeah, come on, geez, you got to spice this
Let's see.
one up.
It's
You gotta spice
it
it up.
should be uploading now. Let me pop it open on my screen as well.
Here we go. Yeah, I've expected
All
a few of these.
Whoa, Jojo three times in a
Jojo
row.
three
Let's
times.
go.
I'm the only
Yeah.
one who doesn't put JoJo's on mine yet, because I haven't actually fully watched
Maybe we should
fully
just call
watched
ourselves
it.
the JoJo podcast or something.
Joe.
I haven't even fully watched
Jordan's
it yet.
theme is still one of the greatest character themes ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't not gonna lie. I had half of these I expected to be on the list. On your free.
Okay, so very first one, Golden Kamuy, my favorite anime of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Golden Kamuy, like it has the perfect mixture of like really great character building.
And
It
then a
has
jerk-off battle.
it does have a jerk of battle. It has dick jokes. I am very famously known for liking dick jokes. And Golden Kamuy, I love the historical narrative, like for historical narratives, and the period just of the Russo-Japanese War is just a really interesting period of Japanese history. Then you have the whole exploring the Ainu culture, something I had never heard of before. And like obviously after watching the first season, I went in and looked at a bunch of the Ainu culture. It's so interesting to learn about it. And then you have that dynamic of the people like Hizikata Toshizo, a samurai from the Boshin War, just living in what's early modern Japan, and it's just so good. But I think my favorite point in Golden Kamuy is the characters, because they are just incredible. One of the greatest anime bad guys ever, for example, Lieutenant Tokushiro Tsurumi. He is one of the greatest depiction of a psychopath in any media ever. And I just love Golden Kamuy for that. And then there's, of course, the food and the ever-present dick jokes. I don't usually find anime to be super funny, but Golden Kamuy's humor is just right up my alley in the Finnish humor section of haha PP.
I love a
Which-
good PP joke.
Which then greatly leads us to the second one on the list, Granblue Dreaming, or Granblue, whichever you want to call it, which is literally just...
Blue is your favorite anime.
Granblue is my favorite comedy. It is literally haha PP.
You love
That
Gintama
is-
there. There's so many dick jokes in it.
Yeah, but I think that there's like, I originally got to Granblue because of the dick jokes, the humor in general. But I think like after watching it, I think I've seen it like 10 times. It's the anime I watched by far the most. And it has like, I never fail to laugh at the jokes, but at the same time, there's the deeper story behind it all that is just incredible. Like, going back to why I like Golden Kamuy, it's again, the characters in Granblue are far deeper than you'd expect from a comedy that is literally just hard dick joke, which is so great. Also, Granblue has the added bonus of having the greatest anime waifu ever in Azusa. Azusa is great.
A lot
I've
of
got a thing to say
A lot
about
of-
that. Sakura
Hmm.
Haruno has something to say about that.
Sakura can go eat a dick.
yeah.
And then there's have any of you seen Natsume's Book of Friends, which is the third one?
I've seen it on the Mal Top 100 list.
I haven't
Yep.
seen it ever. I think you're the only person I've seen talk about it that I know.
Yeah, it's kind of unknown nowadays because it's fairly old. There's actually I think 7th season coming sometime in the hopefully not too distant future.
7 seasons?
Yep,
And
there's
it's
6.
one-
There's 6 right now. Basically, I think what made me originally love Natsume's Book of Friends is just how peaceful it is. Like, a lot of like modern yokai anime, it's you go and do the Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer thing and stab it or punch it really fucking hard. But Natsume's Book of Friends, it has that like traditional air of the yokai stories. Like, if you've read any old yokai stories, of course there's lots of bloodshed and stuff. Yeah. But it's actually very similar to Mushishi in that feeling. I don't think I really like the characters in Natsume that much, but it's the like overall feeling of peace and quiet that it always makes me relax, weirdly. And
Yeah.
I think that's the main reason I love it. And of course, like, I love the yokai stories, and that it kind of ties to my love to history stuff as well,
Yeah.
with the mythology and things like that. And that's probably why I like Natsume's Book of Friends. It's one of those weird ones that I absolutely love, but I can't exactly say why I love it so much.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of the combination of all the things and just the feeling I always have after watching it, and I'm super excited for the 7th season.
Is it episodic or is it like, does it have story arcs?
It has an overarching story, and there are like short arcs, but it's more on the episodic side.
Okay.
Since the whole point is like Natsume's grandmother collected this book of friends with yokai names, and of course in the old stories you get the power over yokai if you know their name, and now Natsume is going around returning the names to those yokai that wish their names returned.
Huh.
So it might be like a couple of episodes in one arc, but it's usually like one thing. And then of course there are the returning characters who don't want their names returned, and they just become his friends.
That's a very interesting story concept, to be honest.
It is
Would
really
you
good.
consider it like Iyashike?
Sorry, what?
Would you consider it like Iyashike?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
okay.
I'd say it's in that ballpark. Mushishi is probably the closest one I can think of that has the like similar vibes to it.
Interesting.
And
I
then
like
we
it.
have I almost thought the only shonen on this list, but of course there's JoJo's as well. One Piece. I think the thing with One Piece is like I've always watched anime, but One Piece was the thing that got me to the point where I'm now, where I like really started to love anime. There we go, Consumer
100
showing his One Piece.
103. Damn.
I am.
Cheese.
Yep.
Quick question. Sorry. How did you like? Was it ever a problem for you the 1,000 episodes to catch up to, or how did you? How
Skill
did you
issue, bro.
exactly? Yeah, probably the
So-
skill issue of me.
I started watching One Piece because of my girlfriend loves One Piece, and she wanted me to watch it with her. But basically, we had the movie night / date night like once or twice or thrice a week, where we just watched One Piece together. And I just like, I'm not a huge fan of shonen in general,
Mm-hmm.
but there was something in One Piece that clicked, and I think a big part of it was the companionship of watching it with someone who really enjoys it and who I personally love.
Yeah.
And like that is what really got me through the start, because I didn't actually like One Piece that much when we started. I think it really clicked on me during Arlong Park, but I'm now rewatching One Piece with a friend who has never watched it, and I will say that it's a huge commitment, but watching it second time hits different. It's really cool. It's really cool to see the shit that is referenced. Like there are references in Skypiea that have just become relevant in the story, and it's incredible to see that.
Damn.
That's pretty interesting.
How many episodes
That-
do you watch in a day? What's the most amount of episodes?
It depends. Like we had a Christmas break from uni, and we basically just got up, watched One Piece, made food, slept, got up, watched more One Piece.
Nice.
It took us 4 years to get caught up with it.
Oh,
Four.
Take
okay.
your time with it, bro.
Yeah, but that's still like with uni and work and everything.
Scientifically speaking, you can actually. It takes a month to catch up to One Piece. If all you do is just sleep
Yep.
for 4 hours, sleep for like 4 hours, and watch it all day constantly. So yeah.
Or just read the manga, bro. You can
Yeah.
read it like five times as fast as
Yeah, you
can.
then watch.
The thing with reading shonen manga, I don't know if you guys are like that, but for me, shonen shows are meant to be watched as an anime, not to be read as an
Yeah,
anime.
absolutely. I
They-
agree with that.
They are.
Because
Because like you'll be flipping through it, and then the character's like charging up, then it's just, and then the next page is punch, and then the next page the character's
Oh,
dead.
no.
It doesn't hit the same as it does in the anime.
Thing came from the anime though. That's not really a thing in the
Yeah.
manga. Even with Dragon Ball, like that was a how do we stretch out this episode thing rather than
Yeah.
like it being a feature of the manga.
Yeah,
Like that doesn't
I-
exist in manga.
Yeah, I will say I don't like battle shonen in manga. I just don't think the battles work in manga.
Yeah, agree.
And then the next one on the list is the only relatively recent show being
Which one is it?
Apothecary Diaries.
Yeah, I knew this one's gonna come up. You can't talk.
Which
about
is-
Your
it.
video on it was really
Yeah. I will say, for those who have been watching Apothecary Diaries and Frieren, I love Frieren, and I was very close to putting that on the list, but the last three changed places like 50 times since I made the 3x3 to this airing, so Frieren unfortunately got cut. Apothecary Diaries, it really has all the things Golden Kamuy did. Like, it has incredible characters, it has the really interesting historical setting where I think the big thing for me in Apothecary Diaries is the thing that it feels like they made the historical setting first, and then they wrote the characters to fit that.
I haven't actually seen many like films or just any media in general set in this specific period of ancient China.
Oh, bro, you just got
Yeah.
to start watching
Yeah.
K-drama, K and P dramas.
Yeah.
bro.
I think the big thing is, especially like Mama is one of the greatest main characters in anime, period, I think.
Well, that's
The-
that's a tough statement. You
the
can't-
whole,
you gotta
like-
compete with the likes of Kirito.
Don't get me started on Sword Art Online, holy fuck. I don't like Sword Art Online. But yeah, I think the big thing with my favorite part about Apothecary Diaries is probably the whole thing that since it's in the Imperial Palace, the only person who holds the absolute power is the Emperor, and Mama is at the very bottom of that pecking order. And I think it's a really interesting dynamic of her like working in that world where she has no power, but then she's given power by other characters to do certain things, and it's the power dynamic is probably my favorite part, especially because it's not the usual anime thing of like, we shall now overthrow the emperor and we are now powerful. Because it's like, well, you're gonna get your head lopped off if you try that. And there's like one incredible scene that's probably my favorite scene in the story is it's Mao Mao talking to Jinshi, who is the other character in the image there, who is the only character in the story who basically has any real power, who is like constantly present. And Mao Mao just goes, when do you execute me? I want you to do it with poison. Don't cut my head off. And it's not like if you execute me, it's when you execute me.
Oh yeah, I think did you put that scene in your video?
I did put that in the video. It's really grim and it's also really cool. Then we have JoJo's. I don't think I need to say much about JoJo's anymore. JoJo's incredible. I will say though, it took me super fucking long to get through Phantom Blood, and I think JoJo's. I'm saying as a consumer that JoJo's really hit me in Diamond is Unbreakable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that's
would you say that Diamond is Unbreakable is your favorite part?
Yeah, it's a close toss-up between Golden Wind and Diamond is Unbreakable, but I think Diamond is Unbreakable is my favorite.
Have any of you guys read the mangas?
I've read Steel Bull Run, which I am super excited for to get animated.
I haven't, unfortunately.
I think out of all the parts, Steel Bull Run might be my favorite, but obviously it's not anime, so...
True.
Yet.
Yeah, it's a toss-up for me between 7 and 9.
Yeah. I haven't read 9, yeah.
4, sorry. I don't know where I was on about there. 4. But I really, really like 4, yeah.
Yeah. Then we get to yet another historical show on this list in Vinland Saga. I will say for Vinland Saga, for me, the manga is the big thing here. The anime is incredible, but I think the manga is the big thing here because Vinland Saga's the 2 seasons we have currently of the anime, that's just the prologue, basically. And the 3rd one is where it's going to start.
Oh, so it's basically...
But I feel like, for me personally, I kind of lost interest after Farmyard, from when I remember reading the manga. So I don't actually know what happens after that. Do you think it's as good?
There's a slow bit after Farmyard when the full thing really gets rolling, but it becomes really good. It's not a long time until it becomes really good, but it becomes really fucking good.
Okay.
I mean, I'm still a big fan of the anime as well, and I would say that I enjoyed Farmland Saga more than I did the original. The original has Ashalad, who is an incredible character, but I think overall I enjoyed the Slave Arc way more than I did the first one. Mainly because I'm not a huge fan of Thorfinn in the first season, and in the second season he really starts to mold into the character he eventually becomes.
Yeah, I'm still watching it now, and I can see what you mean. He's a bit
He's Viking Sasuke.
Yeah, bro.
Viking Sasuke.
Shonen protagonist in this day and age. You killed my dad.
Cope.
Yeah,
You killed my dad. L.
The core memory is born when Daddy dies. And then we have Saga of Tanya the Evil, which Consumer correctly predicted is on this list. Because I think Saga of Tanya the Evil, it does, there are a couple of isekai I like. I generally dislike isekai as a genre. But I think Saga of Tanya the Evil embodies what I like about some isekai more than the others. I wanted to put one isekai on this list. And I was considering between Mushoku Tensei, ReZero, Tanya the Evil, and Gate. And then I realized that Gate is too shit as an anime, no matter how much I love it, to put it on this list. And I eventually went with Saga of Tanya the Evil, simply because it still has that feeling of isekai, but it is so goddamn different, because the usual isekai is, of course, the fantasy world, go stab a monster, have fun, kind of thing.
I really like how Tanya acted. He didn't act like a typical main anime isekai main character. She's really evil.
Yeah. I think
as the name suggests, he's very evil.
Yeah. The depiction of soldiers in general in Saga of Tanya the Evil is really good, and of course, Tanya is being the demon in the disguise of a little girl. It's just so good.
I really like looking at all the guns and stuff, because looking at the French soldiers in it, they're all using the Lebel 18.
Yeah,
1896, 1886. it's actually
Yeah.
modeled correctly. Same with the
Yep.
what the Germans are using, and also the
Yeah,
other
they-
guns. And also, I found the part with the trench gun funny. It's like trench guns. That's a war crime.
Yes. Meanwhile, Tanya flying above the battlefield, just dropping nuclear weapons.
Yeah, that's not a war crime at
Hey,
all.
that's okay. It's okay, guys. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Also,
Nobody
I-
ever
bullets,
got
they're
Mark
fine, but
Ruby's
shotguns,
plan.
no.
Yeah, I think for Done the Evil, the biggest thing I loved is the depiction of soldiers, and then the whole war makes monsters of us all kind of thing. Like you have the people like Anson Su, who is obviously the great character Marisu's father. There is a character called Marisu in Tanya the Evil. And
Interesting.
yeah, like he starts off as this great soldier. He loves his family and wants to protect his people, and then in the end, he has just gone fully insane, committing suicide, trying to kill Tanya.
Yeah.
And then
And then
there's
his daughter
the
comes along and tries to do the same.
yeah, and then there's the narrative of the whole God thing. I think that was a really interesting take.
Yeah.
Like,
trying to prove
I
that
think-
God's real.
Yeah, I think Tiny the Evil has probably the most interesting take on religion I've seen in anime. Because it's one prick of a god. And the human who to the very end has decided to spite the divine.
Very
And
interesting.
the last one on my list is maybe the only dodgy one on this list. I had to include something because there are things.
You think so?
Yeah, there are things in Made in Abyss that are
Oh yeah.
questionable. I think best explanation why I put Made in Abyss on this list is probably from one of my own videos, which is that it's the greatest anime that I have ever had the displeasure of seeing.
And we all
That's
watched
nice.
Smart Zinka-san's dog.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
No, but there's nothing great. There's nothing great.
There's nothing great about that. Made in Abyss is incredible. It has scenes that are absolutely disgusting. There are scenes that are dodgy as fuck. But as a whole, it's just an incredible story. Like, amazing world building. The characters are a bit hit and miss. I think I don't really like any of the main cast, with the possible exception of Nanachi. But, like, the other characters are just so cool. Ozan the
Like the
Immovable.
tall girl.
Yeah, and Bondrewd is a great villain.
Spoilers. I haven't seen season 2 yet.
My
I assume
God.
that's the guy with
I
the
haven't even
mask.
seen any of it. I've
Yep.
only watched Cheese's video on it.
There's season 1. The third movie is the like in between the two seasons, and then you
How
have
many
season
movies
2.
there are?
There are 3 movies, but the first 2 are basically just a recap of the first season.
Wait,
Yeah.
so are the movies canon to the show or?
No, it's
Yep,
a
yep.
recap.
Okay,
Yeah, they-
so
Yeah, movies 1 and 2 are recap of the first season, and then the third movie is what happens in between season 2 and season 1.
okay. I haven't watched any of it yet, so I'm gonna put this one on my
Yeah.
list.
It is really good, but there are things that
Yeah,
make
I've-
you feel
I've heard
very
people about
uncomfortable.
it.
The
I've
manga
heard
is just a
people-
bit of a weirdo, but
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, I've seen some panels from the manga, and honestly, the anime tones it down. I'm not gonna lie to you. The anime is
Yep.
is somehow less awful than the manga. So.
Yeah, it is. It's less graphic because you can't get away with that much shit on TV. But there are still some scenes that are very
But the
uncomfortable.
world building, like I've never like it is very fantasy-esque in the sense that
Yeah,
I've never seen like a world for a show or an anime that immediately like grasped me like
yeah,
Made in Abyss is this Made in
yeah.
Abyss?
Yeah, Made in Abyss. I
Very
think
cool.
Made in Abyss is one of the best world buildings in all of anime.
Definitely.
There's like everything has some thought put into it, and it's just awesome.
So good. And like
Jeez.
'cause
Oh,
I don't
sorry.
know how much you guys know about it, but like there's this essentially enormous cavern that just opens up on
Yep.
this island. And there's some people with like unknown riches and stuff. So there's some people who've made their life off of like getting things out of there. But the issue with it is for some reason there's this like power that like comes from it. So every time you go down, the further you go down, the like increasingly, I guess, I don't know how would you describe it? Like you can't come back up. Like it starts to like affect your body and stuff if you
Yeah.
try to like
It's
come back up.
like on the surface, everything that goes up must come down, and in the abyss, everything that goes down starts bleeding from every orifice as the organs liquefy.
Like,
Oh,
coming up will kill you.
Oh.
It's
Christ.
so interesting.
Yeah. It's really grim, and I think the second movie is closer to the manga than the actual series. Like the second movie is at times really fucking grim.
Damn.
There are
It's
fun
great.
things like torture and things like that in the second movie, and it's
God.
Especially
rough.
towards kids. We love that.
Yep. Yeah, the second movie is really rough, and the anime as a whole is really rough, but I absolutely loved it.
Makima loves that.
Yeah,
Jeez,
Makima
Yeah,
loves that.
fuck them kids.
Jeez, looking at your 3x3,
Yep.
I would say that like you are very driven to shows that have like a lot of world building towards them,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay, because that's
that's-
like something that I've kind of noticed like between Golden Kamui, the Apothecary Diaries, Villain Saga, and even Made in Abyss. You know, those are all shows that like maybe the characters are interesting, but what drives you into it maybe are the worlds or
Yeah.
something like that.
It's like I love to get immersed in the world. I love great characters, but I have noticed that I can watch anime where I don't necessarily like the characters that much if the world is good.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Animates. What about my 3x3? What do you think of my 3x3?
Yeah,
gorgeous.
I,
Fuck.
I actually wanted to comment about you guys 3x3 at the end. So, like your 3x3, Speedy, it's
Yeah.
basically I know how to describe it. It's you. Like it's music, it's cars, and it's tanks. It's these three things.
I don't go out.
And the generosity, at the
Yeah.
end.
I'm still waiting for an anime about like airplanes and dogfighting. A good one. I want
Then-
that will replace Domestic Girlfriend.
Then I've just realized that me and Consumer, we probably have a lot in common.
Yeah,
About like
yeah.
our genres and stuff like that. And yeah, I've actually realized that maybe I do watch shows that are like very depressing and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know have
Maybe
like
not
a sad
necessarily
ending.
what you watch. Maybe
Yeah.
some
Sorry?
of what like stand out to you the most, or they have like themes, I guess, that like you.
Yeah, that's
particularly
Yeah.
probably the thing.
I think my Mal will be a different story. That's the
Oh yes, your
Oh, yeah.
your malice cursed. Fucking
Yeah.
hell. I feel like the animating
How do you
consumer,
even
like
do the Mal one? There must be so many entries.
yeah, animating consumer. I think both of your lists are like very high IQ anime, like they make you think kind of stuff.
Yeah, I just like the pictures, man. I just like the pictures.
Yeah.
Pictures go brrr.
Bitches go brr.
I like it when they go beep boop.
Yes,
Yeah, so I think that's it for this episode, right?
I do
Or-
believe that's everything.
Yeah,
Now,
that is
to-
everything.
Yeah,
who
now to
wants
the
to do the
audience, you
outro?
should probably audience should probably now know roughly what we like. This is the kind of content we all do on our YouTube channels, as well, reviews and
Mhm.
other anime things. I think Speedy is the one who does like most other things among anime in YouTube.
Vlogs and gaming and just random
Yeah.
shit.
Speedy is probably going to link
Yeah.
all of our YouTube channels and some of our socials somewhere in the vicinity of the
channels
podcast.
should be on screen right now, so make
Excellent.
sure to subscribe to all of us and make sure to subscribe to our podcast so then you can see
Yeah.
the next episode.
You
What
guys are
is our
not
next
seeing
episode?
me, but I'm
Which is
waving my
on,
hand.
Good question. We don't know when the next episode is coming out.
But what does it entail? What can the people expect from it?
Well, let me just open up the plan real quickly. So,
Let's
the next
open the
episode.
toolbox real quick, you know.
Yeah, the next episode will be about the struggles as a new YouTuber. So, also
Yes,
subscribe to
Yeah.
the channel to
That'll
see
be
that.
that'll be a fun.
that will be fun.
Yeah,
That would be very fun.
a very deep episode and very very fun. So obviously stick around and obviously watch all of our
We'll
channels.
show all of our analytics and cry
yes.
in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about stuff we've done on the internet for 20 quid that we regret.
Oh god.
Yeah,
$20 is
So-
$20.
Also,
yeah,
do a
20 bucks is 20
analysis
bucks.
on all the equipment I bought and how much
20 bucks
money
is
and
20
profit I've
bucks.
made off of buying.
How much
I don't
they
want to know
pull
how
out
much
to
money
watch for a
I've spent on
video.
equipment. Oh
Oh.
boy,
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun.
so yeah. Thank you all
Yeah.
for sticking around and listening to us, and we'll see you maybe next week or whenever we get free time to record another episode.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.